a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and it will be breezy with an afternoon high near 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, with a low around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day and it will be breezy with a high near 53. I'm meteorologist Kyle Plecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chancellor Brewington, powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
That is right. We are back for What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Buckovan, live from my 1040 O Street location in studio with Chancellor Brewington. Chance, what's brewing today?
Man, we on.
We're on.
Yep. We are on, man. I'm great, man. I'm great. What's brewing, man? It's come to an end during the daytime. We'll be moving. I'll announce that here soon where we'll be moving to. But I'm great, man. I'm blessed. I'm glad to be on the station today on 93.7 on O Street. Bach, how you doing, man?
Hey, not too bad. Yeah, I guess this is our last time for the afternoon slot, so it's somewhat of a day of reflection, I suppose. Yeah. But I've had a great time doing it with you. It's been a lot of fun so far, and you're not going anywhere, so I don't get too sad about it. But but it will be a little bit different for our afternoons.
Yeah, it will be a little different. But some cool news we were talking about yesterday and throughout the week of the dunk contest and who we thought was going to win. I thought Jeremiah Charles was going to win, and of course Heinrich Harburg wins the dunk contest. Maybe that's a little preview of what to kind of expect for Nebraska fans, and maybe this is just a slight little teaser. The powers that be will show us that we're gonna see a little bit more of him throughout this football season upcoming. I think spring ball we're gonna get a lot of chatter about him. He's an interesting guy on my list where I could see him play many roles. I could see him I could honestly see him being on the punt team as well. I could see him being on punt return and kickoff and also playing tight end and also playing H-back and also playing a little quarterback too, maybe a little receiver too. So shout out to him. I mean, it was a good performance. You saw some good dunks. We talked about it. Some windmills, some I saw a reverse, an alley-oop reverse. Emma Johnson got some teammates involved. So it was a fun experience. And of course, Nebraska basketball beats Illinois 80-74 last night. So that's big news. That's always good. Looking at the stat sheet right in front of me, Bryce Williams, 27 points, Jawan Gary, 13 points. So shout out to those boys for getting it done and ending what was a 6-game losing streak or 5 games?
Yeah, 6 games.
6 game. Yeah. So what do you think about that, Buck?
Well, it was a big performance from Nebraska. Obviously, needed to get there. It's funny when sports, because these small moments, this possession, maybe one possession could have changed it. Illinois had a shot at the buzzer to win, and it didn't go in. And if they did, then here we are talking about 7 games in a row. What's wrong with Nebraska basketball? How do they need to change it? But instead, the ball doesn't go in. They get to overtime. Nebraska wins the overtime clearly, and good for Nebraska to kind of get back on a winning track. As is much needed for a team that I think at this point, again, has beaten 3 ranked teams in Creighton, UCLA, and now Illinois. Has the potential to take on, I don't say anybody, because they've been blown out in a few games too against some of the top competition in the nation, but they feel like they should just have a better record, right, than they currently do. Can't fix that. No, but now looking into the future, they've adjusted their lineup. They've adjusted their rotation. Hopefully feel pretty darn good about moving forward. But again, I'm not so sure that everything's fixed. Sometimes it's just an off night from the other team. Illinois usually didn't have one of their best players, a 7-footer that can make quite a difference, can stretch the floor, that sort of thing. So that you didn't get them at full strength. They also, their sharpshooter, who shoots like 40% from the 3-point line, shot 0-7 in this game. So there was a few things that kind of went Nebraska's way. I wouldn't say it was because he was completely harassed or just was forcing up bad shots. Sometimes a shooter just doesn't make his shots. So
man, we know that one, Bach.
Yeah, we've been through that. But yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes, again, I think there's just a win can cover up a lot of ailments or problems that happen throughout a game or that's still there within a program. And a loss, sometimes you can kind of get into this panic mode and start throwing the furniture around. I thought they kind of did. I mean, I didn't know if there was a major need for the roster rotation that they've kind of went to. But so far so good, and we'll see. They've got to turn it around. Again, last year's team, I think, finished with 11 losses. That's to include one in the Big Ten tournament, one in the NCAA tournament. So you look at that, about 9 losses last season. In the regular season, Nebraska's at 8 right now. So still got a lot of work to do to try to be in position as they were last year. More importantly, last year they did get into that 8-9 game. That is, again, with that, kind of comparison, is probably going to be pretty difficult to get to. That's fine. Yeah. Get an 11 seed, get a 12 seed, I don't care. Just try to get in the tournament the best you can. Hopefully, yesterday was the start of a long winning streak, the opposite way than the long losing streak Nebraska just had.
Yeah, for sure. You broke that down perfectly. I'm seeing right now, I mean, third half, Illinois shot 0 from 8 from 3.
Yeah, in overtime.
My goodness.
They were forcing some things up, to be fair, too, at the end, because they were down.
Okay.
They needed them.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. So I've also heard some reports, some good things about the guys at senior day. I mean, Tommy Hill, I believe yesterday had a pick at practice. Fedoni, I mean, he's been I've been researching. I've been getting some, going through some articles on, top guys, and Fedoni's been on some lists in there, and they've been saying that they like the way he runs routes. They thought he was going to be a predominantly blocking tight end, which I don't know if they watched the scout watched any film on him, because you can kind of see in the skill set that he's a receiving tight end. And so one-on-ones, he looked really sharp, man. He looked really sharp. I saw a little goal line route. But no, they look good. And of course, Ty Robinson getting a lot of exposure, and rightfully so. I mean, we talking about what he brings to the table and what he brings to not only a team But the versatility he provides at his size is very interesting and probably super intriguing for him. And some teams, and this is not a Nebraska player, but I've been hearing a lot about Jackson Dart that he might in some people's eyes he's the third guy off the list. And we've talked about this that in most lists Jalen Milroe is number 3, and that's preference. And if you go off what the guys at the Senior Bowl are talking about, you watch some tape, watch some film. Although there's always an asterisk at the Senior Bowl, I'll say this because especially at quarterback, you're getting acclimated to new receivers. You don't know the speed of everyone, so that adjusts, the height and depth you're going to throw, and speed you're going to throw different balls at. You don't know how guys get out their breaks. So you're throwing to like a plethora of new guys. So I've heard, I'm obviously tracking Tyler Shuck. And I've heard good things about him, of course, but then everyone's saying like none of the quarterbacks have thrown very, very well. I think one report said that Dylan Gabriel was the best accurate wise. And I also saw a report that he threw a ball, I want to say 79 miles per hour, which is insane. That's insane. I mean, at the combine, anything like high 60s is like really impressive.
Which is interesting too, because the report on Dylan Gabriel is he just doesn't have a trait that kind of puts him above, right? Like he's a solid college quarterback with everything, but that would make you think he's got some pretty good power or pretty good arm,
right? I mean, this is why I say there had to be some type of trait for him to execute at Oregon.
Right.
There had to be something. I mean, you don't just go into. I'm sorry, but you don't just lead a team undefeated. Like there's so many things that have to go right for you to go undefeated throughout a regular season. Just that, especially being a quarterback. And yeah, you have Tez Johnson. You got some good receivers at Oregon, but it's not like I think Ohio State had better skill players. I think you can make an argument that Oregon didn't have the best skill players on offense, but then you can't make an argument that they were probably system wise probably executed the best. But then that all funnels down to fundamentally is that Dylan Gabriel led that army, into battle. So yeah, I think we'll get a better gauge. I think once all the scouts and stuff process this information and some more lists come out, and then obviously combine, finding out who's going to the combine and the results there will probably indicate a lot more of what we'll see. And there's always going to be that one guy that you didn't think was going to run fast and he runs fast, and the vice versa. You think a guy's going to run a 4.4 and he runs a 4.7, right? And you're like, what the heck? Probably not 4.7, but I like 4.6, whatever. But yeah, so it's interesting. I think one thing I believe for sure is that the tape should confirm kind of how fast or how you move, right? I think you always go off the tape, and I think it's a good opportunity. And I believe the East-West Shrine Bowl was yesterday.
Yep.
And Isaiah Nair throughout the week was having really good days. He was on people's all practice list. And a guy that, we were talking about this. Well, where is he? Right?
Yeah.
Like, is he at Louisville? Is he at Nebraska? Where is he? But obviously we know that he's doing his thing there. So shout out to him. I seen a one-on-one rep from Nash Hutmaker doing a little pin pull or push pull on the on a interior lineman, maybe a center or a guard, whoever it was. But no, it looks like those two guys are performing very well over at the East-West Shrine Bowl, or did perform very well over there. I believe that's in Dallas, Texas, I believe.
Yeah, AT&T Stadium.
Yep. So it's always great to get a report, and I think that kind of goes to like the talent that was on that team. Man, you have 3 guys in the Reese's Bowl and 2 guys in the Shrine Bowl. I'm trying to think the last time we had 2 guys in the East-West. Or in the Reese's. It was Cam. We had Cam Taylor Britt, and we had JoJo Doman that year. But I think Cam Jurgens left early, so he wasn't a senior.
That's right.
And then we had Austin Allen at the East-West. But I think the Hula Bowl, we had safety Deontay Williams.
Sure.
He's a sleeper. When we were talking about the top 10 who we would bring back at that safety position, I think he might be the best safety we've had. Okay, besides Nate Gary, I think in the last 10 years he's probably like top 5, top 3.
Who was he paired with? Because I remember they almost got a bit of a reputation after laying some wood on Ohio State.
Trying
to think too.
Cali, he's from SoCal.
Okay, Markel Dismute.
Yeah. Markel,
yeah. They kind of got a reputation for being hard hitters.
Yeah, they whatever you want to call it. I'm an offensive guy, so
Headhunters, man.
Deontay could bang. He was one of those guys who could bang. He was a big part of that defense in 21. He was talented. I believe he's in Saskatchewan, in Canada playing right now. So yeah.
It's interesting too. So they did have the East-West Shrine game. I think Nair finished with a catch for 4 yards, and Hutmacher finished with 2 tackles. So nothing too crazy. But that's what those games are. Have you ever played in one of those games where you just don't get too many reps? They're trying to funnel everybody in and out, and it's just so weird. Like the West ended up winning, or East ended up winning, I believe 25-0. But I don't know if you walk away from it, it's like what did we accomplish? It's kind of hard. I think the practices leading up to the game usually are kind of bigger than the actual game in this case.
Yeah, for sure. From what I've heard, it's more so the practices, of course, but also there's a bunch of scouts there, so they're learning you, they're learning how you think. You're doing a bunch of interviews throughout the day. I heard it's actually a really grueling process, just time wise, that you're always doing something, and also you gotta learn a playbook too. So it's like, how fast can you learn a playbook? And I'm sure offensively, it's a, as a receiver, talking about Nair, it's probably, tough in some, just getting the vocabulary and finding the similarities, because all football is the same thing, right? Your system might call a slant, silver, and I might call it sizzle, or whatever it is, right? So finding the commonalities and interpreting it and being able to apply it right away. So I think, and obviously, I believe at the East-West Shrine Bowl, in all these bowls, they have position coaches from the NFL. So they're getting NFL coaching, but also NFL playbooks, NFL schemes, NFL concepts, right? And they're being expected to learn it right away, and probably I'm not gonna say unrealistic fashion, but a faster time, or a quicker time period than obviously, you go to training camp, or rookie mini camp, and you're getting this and this. And so I think it's probably just an overload of information, and to see how people adjust. And also I've heard a lot about the combine and just all the things that they make you do, and it's not player friendly stuff.
That's
I
right.
should say. So yeah.
Yeah, combine certainly will be interesting. Hopefully they haven't announced when Nebraska will get good representation there. I'm sure they will, especially with some of these positive senior bowl and East-West Shrine Bowl practice reviews. All right, let's take a quick break. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. We'll be right back after the break.
What's the radon level at your home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Make sure your home is safe with a radon check from Bryant. If you've already tested, ask Bryant for a free estimate for mitigation. Once completed, you'll get a report showing how much safer your home is. When it comes to radon, call Bryant 467-1111 for testing and mitigation. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hello. Thanks.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, and it will be breezy with an afternoon high near 51. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds with a low around 29. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be breezy with a high near 53. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
In today's digital world, you can never be too cautious when it comes to your security. Cyber attacks are affecting more businesses every day. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we understand the stress and impact a cyber attack can have, not just on your bottom line, but on your ability to serve your customers and protect their trust. That's why we are passionate about safeguarding your business. From real-time threat monitoring to advanced security protocols, we help keep your data safe, allowing you to focus on what matters most. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Husker fans, join Nebraska Women's Hoops as they face Michigan on February 6th at 7 p.m. Get ready for a full day of action as women's basketball is joined by other Husker teams to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Arrive early for a meet and greet with Nebraska women's teams including soccer, tennis, track and field, swim and dive, and more. The meet and greet starts at 5:30 p.m. in the North Concourse. Get your tickets now. You won't want to miss this matchup in PBA. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Early break. Kevin says, the old days were absolutely not better times. Lots of hardships. Life in 2025 is better than ever.
Oh, I love when we get these jokes back. I love
Good joke, good
I love
one.
that joke. You're a good one.
Good one, Kevin.
You're hilarious, Kevin. You keep it up.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
We are back here on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bachman inside the booth. with your host of your show, Chancellor Brewington. Chancellor, we better let people know where they can find you. This is our last show of the afternoon. We've said before that it is a bit of a lineup change at 93.7 The Ticket, and part of that is this show moving around a bit itself.
Yeah, we taking over weeknights 9 to 11, Monday, Tuesday, not Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday, and then I believe on Sunday, me and Bach gonna go 4 to 6.
Yeah,
and we'll be back.
That's right.
We'll be back. We'll be back. So me and Harrison will be taking it over weeknights, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 to 11 p.m. So if you are, I don't know, if you drive in late night, if you're getting off work late night, man, make sure you tune in 93.7 The Ticket to What's Brewing, 9 to 11 p.m. It's someone special. It's their birthday today.
That's right.
In Lincoln, Nebraska. We have to give a shout out to Coach Rule. We've talked a lot on here about expectations and all these different things, but shout out to him for what I believe is the beginning of taking the program to a new level. So shout out to him, and I hope he enjoys a great birthday. I don't know if he's traveling. I don't know if he's in town, but might be at the Senior Bowl still.
Yeah.
But shout out to him. I hope he has a good birthday.
And it's big number 50 for him, so that's
50.
an important birthday. I know
Okay.
most men, as they age, care less about their birthday, but once you get to these milestones, it's pretty important. Are you one that kind of hides and I kind of usually try to avoid people telling me happy birthday. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Do you try to celebrate your birthday? Or you just try to act like it's another day?
Yeah, I just act like it's another day.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the male, something maybe about like the male person or personality that we don't truly, or some people do. I mean, that is true. But there's some, I don't know. Me personally, I'll speak for myself. When it's my birthday, I know I expect my parents to call me and stuff like that. But other than that, like I'm not gonna go around here and be like, it's my birthday, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Throw a big party. Expect a bunch of gifts.
Yeah.
No.
Not my stilo.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, me either. I don't know. I don't know what that is either. There's a certain ages, like when you're 21 or 16 or whatever. There's those milestone birthdays. That's what I say. I think 50 is. I don't think you necessarily get anything necessarily for it, but it's a big milestone. So maybe I would be interested in celebrating my 50th birthday. But as far as like I'm 34, 34 doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it's different. I think I would, if I'm like LeBron, of course, like, I'm 40 years old playing with the Lakers, like then my birthday might mean a little bit more just because the significance. But other than that, speaking of LeBron, Bronny put in the game the other night, right? I think he goes like 0 for 8, 0 for 9. This is a prime time game against the Sixers. And people feel some type of way. So in the G League, he's been playing really good. Or I should say he's hit stride. I'll say he's hit stride. I believe he scored 31 last week. A new all-time career high for him. I believe that would be his career high in college too. So I mean, hitting your career high in G League, so you see some type of some type of growth, right? And so people feel some type of way about him being thrown in, and I believe he's averaging not even 1 point or 1 assist or 1 rebound. It's like 0.8, 0.6, and 0.4 right now. And so it's a tough conversation because yes, I understand people feel like, or it's probably widely regarded that he's in the NBA because of his father, which is in my assessment the best basketball player to ever live. Who's your number one?
I'd probably go with, again, it depends on if you're like the best built basketball player ever would probably be LeBron. I think that Michael Jordan had a better career.
Okay, who's 2 for you?
Probably, I think that's a fair conversation.
Who's
LeBron.
3? Who's 3?
3? Boy, then you've got a good argument. I think you might go with, I probably would go with Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay, I was just waiting for a Celtic to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Russell has the most titles, so
right,
you can put him in there. But
I was waiting for it.
He had some good teammates.
Yeah,
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird
at some point would be
Bird. I would say
top 10.
Top 10 for sure. Yeah. But yeah, so people feel like Bronny's only in the NBA or is a two-way player, or even in the G League because of LeBron. And I mean, you can make that argument, of course, but there's been a wide how can I say this? People feel like he should not be seen on national television playing as a Laker right now, and he should be strictly in the G League. Any thoughts on that, Bach? Because I agree with them. I agree. I think the G League development for him is probably crucial and probably needed. And who knows what's in store for him. I mean, we do have to realize that he only played 1 year of college, and the year he played of college, he was just coming off a heart surgery and didn't fully, or heart complications, I should say, and didn't fully probably get a full off season to train and to develop his skills. And now you're seeing some development, right? And I think that's moving in the right direction. I think anytime you see progression, especially at a pro level, shows you that there's still upside, right? If you're just seeing constant decrease or plateaus, then that kind of indicates that growth isn't happening. But the moment you see, oh, he just hit a career high, oh, there's growth happening. Now, just because he hit a career high, does that mean you throw him in a national televised game, in a big game versus Sixers? I mean, of course, JJ Redick felt so. Now the question is, if he was on any other team, meaning and also saying he's still in the NBA or he's still in the G League, would he get brought up because he hit a career high? And the answer is probably no. I mean, you throw that on the block and ask Strick that question, but I guarantee the answer to that question is no. Is that when guys hit career highs in G leagues, they're probably not brought up, right? And so maybe there is a conversation to be had within the Laker community, and this is a speculation, of course, that it might be time for just to stick with Bronny as a G League player and to let him develop. Because as a player, how much does that hurt you though? Going from playing in a G League game to where competition just isn't the same as NBA, rightfully so. I mean, anyone with intelligence could understand that, right? Again, the best of the best, and then G League is obviously still really great players. I mean, if we were to play against a G League guy in our tournament or in our league, we would lose every time.
Yeah.
It's just, or we would have to triple team them, right? So that's widely regarded that they're phenomenal basketball players. I'm not taking anything away from G League players, but the difference is there's a difference there, right? And so I could only imagine for a player going up and down so much and having really good days at G League and then having a really, 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 really bad game on the NBA level. Do you have to now fight to get your confidence back in the G League, or how does that's probably a real roller coaster ride for Bronny James?
Yeah, I'm glad that he has at least had some G League success. So at least, at some point it feels like, is this just some guy off the street?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not just some guy off the street. He's a pretty darn good basketball player. And so at least it kind of backs up their selection / just having him in the organization altogether. But let's not, there's no way anybody else without the last name James would have gone through the path that he's gone through. I mean, it's quite ridiculous. I think Colin Cowherd put it best, is that there are no 6'2" off guards that can't shoot in the league. I mean, it's just the build of it, the whole thing. It's not, it doesn't make sense right out there. And you see why. I mean, if you're an off guard, usually 6'6", 6'4" to 6'6", something like that. And if you can't shoot, maybe you have like a defensive lockdown type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in these days, it's even harder to get in the league at that. He's shooting 2 of 22 from the floor in the NBA. That's 9%. Has not hit a 3-pointer. So again, I mean, there's different ways to look at it. He's a phenomenal basketball player, not probably phenomenal at the NBA level. I don't know, like I said, because of that, if there's even an upside of it. Just because there aren't many examples of a 6'2" off guard in the league to begin with.
Yeah, that is a great point. And then it kind of throws me to a comment LeBron made a few before opening day, that he probably won't, or he might have said this after opening day, that he probably won't be in the league for the next 4 or 5 years. right? I don't think he said I could probably be in the league for 4 to 5 years, but I don't think I'm going to, right? So
no.
that my first thought process is, would the, let's say in a perfect, I'm not in a perfect world, but in a realistic or in a semi-optimistic world, let's say that Bronny James progresses. So this year he progresses and he leaves the G League a better basketball player than he was before. Okay. Then next year, probably still G League, maybe two-way, right? He gets better in the G League, right? He gets better in Summer League, right? He gets better. And that is to say that LeBron's still with the Lakers, of course. And he's finally, maybe after the end of that year, maybe able to get on a two-way or a real two-way contract, right? Where he's more like a Max Christie for the Lakers, a guy that started, for like 2 years, he was G League, two-way guy. And then this past year, last year, he got brought up and really started playing good minutes. He got some starts with the Lakers, and this year, able to do some things, of course. So I'm thinking maybe that type of role, but that's at year 3, okay? And LeBron has said, I don't know if he's gonna play up to 5 years. So year 3 could possibly, this man will be 43 years old, okay? And you never know. There's the injury, likelihood of injury has from year to year probably goes up like 10 or probably like 8%, right? So he's probably like 20% likelihood of injury, right? To sustain himself for a full year. Probably goes up like 8%. It probably goes up exponentially each year. Like, so who knows, right? I guess the point I'm trying to make is when LeBron leaves the league and it's kind of just Bronny James to fend for himself and the last name attachment really isn't there as much. He's going to have to be a sharp, polished version of himself by the time LeBron leaves to ensure that a team will pick him up, that he's wanted, and that he's able to fend for himself, and that his own skill set is enough to handle or sustain him throughout his tenure in the league. And that's going to be an interesting one right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got a younger brother coming up through high school. We'll see.
And he's cold.
Yeah. We'll see if that turns out a little bit better. But like I said, I just don't see much of a ceiling for him. I mean, he'd have to maybe learn to be a point guard at 6'2", which that's a tough kind of learn on the fly type of thing to be in the NBA as a point guard, or just this incredible defender. Maybe he gets there, but it's just I just don't see a whole lot to it. So. It is what it is, and we got a text, and you're always welcome to text in 402-464-5685. Disc Golf Jake, says people acting like this is the only case of nepotism in the NBA are crazy, and it might not be, but it's just it's hard to imagine this working, like in football. You can't if a guy's not prepared to play in the NFL or not big enough, not it just has a last name. You can't just throw him in there. So it's strange because the NBA and the Lakers particularly. It's not really hidden. It's just kind of there, and they've embraced it. They've gone along with it. It's the entertainment aspect of basketball. And that's where I'd put Bronny in. Is the entertainment aspect of the NBA. They're the first father-son duo to play together, whatever that might be. But it was forced. So is it special? I mean, it might be even more special to what LeBron was able to accomplish.
Right.
That he convinced the LA Lakers of all franchises to do this.
Yeah, who knows? It is an accomplishment, and you tip your hat off. I guess the question now is how long can this last realistically, especially after LeBron's left. If Bronny has to fend for himself in the league, how long does that last, and how quickly does he develop?
Yeah. Best of luck to him. We'll see how it turns out. We got one more segment here in the afternoons of What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, and we'll do that next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Husker fans, join Nebraska Women's Hoops as they face Michigan on February 6th at 7 p.m. Get ready for a full day of action as women's basketball is joined by other Husker teams to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Arrive early for a meet and greet with Nebraska women's teams including soccer, tennis, track and field, swim and dive, and more. The meet and greet starts at 5:30 p.m. in the North Concourse. Get your tickets now. You won't want to miss this matchup in PBA. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
and electrical.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
In today's digital world, you can never be too cautious when it comes to your security. Cyber attacks are affecting more businesses every day. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we understand the stress and impact a cyber attack can have, not just on your bottom line, but on your ability to serve your customers and protect their trust. That's why we are passionate about safeguarding your business. From real-time threat monitoring to advanced security protocols, we help keep your data safe, allowing you to focus on what matters most. Hamilton Business Technologies, real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
We are back with What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bachman inside the studio with Chancellor Brewington himself. And of course, as we mentioned earlier in the show. If you're just joining us, this is our last show, at least at this time. Chancellor will be moving from 9 to 11 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and also be joining me on Sunday for his show from 4 to 6. So plenty more opportunities to hear from Chancellor, just not at this time. So, Chance, what do we got brewing for the final segment here in the afternoon?
Yeah, got some Heisman odds to read off. I believe back at the top of that list is Arch Manning, the little brother of Peyton and Eli.
Well, nephew of them.
Or is it nephew?
He's a nephew, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, nephew of them, I should say. You got him up right now?
Yeah, and what do you think of that? First of all, this is a guy that hardly played. I mean, played a little bit to be I understand he's a Manning, but to be the leader of the Heisman race.
So is Riley Leonard coming back?
No.
Okay, so that makes sense.
We'll pull up his stats real quick.
I guess the only other name I think of, the guy out of ASU, Sam Levitt.
That'd be a good. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but Jeremiah Smith he's a true freshman. He'll probably bounce back and have a great year. Ryan, is it Holiday out of from Alabama, the 17-year-old receiver?
Oh, okay. Ryan Williams. Yeah. I think he would be up there. And then running back wise, I'm not sure I could put a name out there, but I don't know. I mean, Arch, that one's a stretch. That one's a stretch for me, but I mean, who else are you going to put up there? I guess that's the question, because you had a lot of guys leave. You know, you had a lot of young guys leave, first of all, and it was a really heavy senior class in college football this year, meaning that most of the production came from seniors this past year. Yeah, or at least outgoing players, because that's what's kind of interesting about this list is Arch Manning is at the top. He threw for 939 yards this past year, 9 touchdowns and 2 picks. Obviously, sitting behind Quinn Ewers, played, I think, 2 games in which Quinn Ewers did not start. But behind him is Garrett Nussmeier of LSU.
Yeah.
So he comes in second. Of course, Jane Daniels and Joe Burrow have won that award from the quarterback position of LSU as of late. And then Tennessee's Nico Iamaleava, and I butchered that, Nico, and Clemson's Cade Klubnik and Penn State's Drew Aller round out the top 5. The first non-quarterback on the board is Jeremiah Smith, who you mentioned, and I think he could certainly make a run for it. The first running back would be Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame.
Yeah, the tough part about Jeremiah Smith being up there, and this is kind of widely known, is if you're a receiver, you know, not Travis Hunter, right? If you're a receiver only, I mean, you're gonna have to. I mean, it's pretty well known that a good receiver in college, you know, goes over 1,000 yards, right? We had Trey Palmer go over 1,000 here, and you know, people still talk about that year, and you know, and still posting videos from it on Twitter and stuff like that. Now, imagine, you know, Trey Palmer having 800 more yards. That's the type of year you need to have to win a Heisman, right?
A whole nother
year.
Basically.
Yeah. You need to have you need to have those yards by week 5, week 6, right? And so, I mean, I think of who's the Jackson Smith
and Jigba,
and Jigba, like what he was able to do, and he didn't win a Heisman. I mean, I believe he was like around 1,600 yards to like 1,800 yards, like. And it was ridiculous. I mean, 200 and I believe he had like 230 in the Rose Bowl against Utah that one year. He had a phenomenal year. And then you think about what Marvin Harrison Jr. did. He still didn't win it, right? So I think it's really hard to, and that's, you know, for someone to say, why isn't Jeremiah Smith at the top? Well, I mean, it's just harder as a receiver because if you give it to him, then you kind of have to put the receiver position in higher regard. And let's just be real. I mean, 1,000-yard receiver is kind of, you're probably every other football team will have, or every third football team in the Power 4 conference will have one, right? So, I mean, Nebraska this past year did not have one, I believe, right? Yeah, no, not even close. We haven't had one since Trey Palmer, I believe. And then before that, Samar Toure was right on the cusp of it. I mean, one probably catch called back, right, or 2 more receptions, and he'll be up there. I believe he's like around like 960 or 950. But you look at like these teams that throw the ball a lot. I mean, 1,200-yard receiver. He's gonna just. What I'm trying to say is Jeremiah Smith's gonna have some big shoes to fill. He's gonna have to put up some pretty insane numbers. But the one thing he does have going for him is that he kind of has that hype, and it's not hype. It's well deserved, of course. But he has clout going into this year, and he's gonna be on people's watch list. And he already has a big following, and that plays into hand. We saw that with Travis Hunter this year in the Ashton Genty conversation.
Yeah, Devontae Smith, for what it's worth, was a wide receiver that did win it in 2020. He did, like you said, at 1856 and 23 touchdowns to go along with that.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to lead receiver and receiving and yards, and maybe yards per catch too. Like or receptions too. You're gonna have to lead. You're going to have to be a Triple Crown winner probably. In all three of those.
And have your team in the top 10, top 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, too, quarterbacks, I know it's a little bit racing. Now, Travis Hunter not winning it. Quarterbacks have still won 20 of the last 25 Heisman Trophy awards. So, still a quarterback award to a degree.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
All right. That'll wrap it up for What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington today. Once again, you can catch Chancellor from 9 to 11 on weeknights in going forward next week and Sundays 4 to 6. We will switch it over to On the Block for today. Coming up next year with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs.